Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Divine Angelic Chosen One channel. This is Tracy, and also the Spiritual Earth Angel Journey channel 623. So, I had another download. I was sitting here watching this movie. It's with Ben Affleck, and I forgot what the other girl's name, but what it was is that I guess that this is like a intelligent, artificial intelligence company was trying to, I guess, do like an experiment, like with the government and everything, doing like an experiment on him and trying to control person's mind, trying to wipe out all their memories, from what God has given them, created them, and experience they have done over their life, and then try to create and put new memory into their brain. And then what they do is go and steal everything that they have. Like everything that they have, they'll go and steal. If it's their assets, if their money, if their family or whatever, they go and steal, and then they take over it and then clone somebody to take over it. So it's just how amazing how you have some people do some crazy stuff. Like some people will sit there and take these movies, that's been altered and, been edited and everything else, and then try to test it on real human beings, which is kind of crazy to me because it doesn't matter how much you try to change in somebody's subconscious mind. They're still going to have the memory. The memory is still going to come back to them, one way or another. That they're going to remember everything that was happened to them. You can't wipe out somebody's mind completely and their subconscious mind completely and think that, oh, well, now I can put whatever I want to put in it for them to see and want them to remember. And like I said, it's crazy. God was like giving me a download on this movie. I'm sitting here watching it and giving me like a download on it. Like, wow, you actually have some crazy people out here that will be watching movies and then trying to mimic the movies in real time, real life. And when it fails on them, then that's when they want to cause confusion and chaos and still trying to make it work, and make it a reality when it has already failed the first time. So they're going to keep on getting it to perfection until they make it a reality to where it finally worked, which is not going to still work. Because it goes back to the spiritual laws. And you also have earthly laws also. So when you violating that somebody's free will, that's when it all goes back and bounce back onto whoever the originator, the creator came up with this. And anybody else that followed. It bounced right back off to them. People trying to be, you have these people that wants to be a scientist, like a mad scientist you will call, that don't have no accolades, don't have no knowledge, just basing stuff off of a movie. Trying to run the world based off a movie. That's crazy. Trying to control people's lives based off a thought, based off a movie. Of what they seen. It's crazy. And it's like, when God was giving me this message, I was like, wow. And like I said, also too, they tried to separate him from his true love. And she knew a lot about him than the clone that they had cloned his wife or his girlfriend, whatever it was. They cloned her. So when he realized that she was not the person, and all of a sudden the memory came back when he kissed the person, when he kissed her, the clone, his memory came back and he started remembering. So then he started looking at closely all of the appearances on her. And when he sees that the eye color was not the same, that it was contact lenses and it was not the real contact. And then that's when he started asking the clone what was his favorite baseball team. She couldn't tell it. She couldn't tell anything about what was his favorite activities, hobbies, or whatever to do. So that's how it is when somebody is trying to, and God is like, when you have these copycats, they not going to know everything about you. Some things is going to be hidden. Some things is going to be missing. And when they're trying to replace you and trying to fool your significant other, or trying to fool anybody that is close into your life that could be interested in you or whatever, friendship, love, whatever, and trying to fool family, whatever. And when they're trying to do that, that's what I'm saying. They had wiped his brain out. And when they did that, he started remembering certain things about their relationship. It came back, or his childhood. It all came back. And what make it so bad, it was run by a group of men, as always. A group of narcissistic men that wants to control and have power over people's mind. And the way they think, and the way they talk, the way they look. And they want them to be like clones. And when that didn't happen, now they're upset and they're mad because the plan that they had did not work. It wasn't going to work from the beginning because God made humans. Not humans making humans. God made humans. So he already know what's in everybody's DNA. Your chromosome X and Y. Your bloodline. He knows that. So nobody can go and alter your bloodline and alter your brain waves, your subconscious mind. They cannot go and alter that. And that's what God was like showing me. He was like, it no matter what type of experiment that people try to do, it's still not going to work. The type of plans that come up is still not going to work. Because God is the original creator of us. And nobody can alter the original creator, DNA, his work that he created us. Nobody can wipe that out. You can try, but it's always going to bring back memories. A lot of memories. A person's going to still have a lot of memories, good or bad. Because that's how the human body was designed. To feel, to love, to have emotions. Show kindness, show forgiveness, and etc. And it goes on and on. And in the movie, they target him because they saw that he had a bright mind, a bright future, that he can predict things. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to abstract the prediction of what he saw in the future. They wanted to take that. And when they realized, I mean, they had created a whole big like inventory type building. And when they did that, like I said, he saw and predict a lot of things. And that's how some of the chosen ones are, like myself. You predict a lot of things. God shows you a lot of things of what's going to be happening in the present time, what happened in the past, and what's going to happen in the future. And so what people would do is, these narcissistic people in mind, what they would do is they would sit there and try to change what is already predestined, what is always going to happen. They want to stop it. They don't want it to move forward. But it's too late. It's already set in motion. Just like a train, when it's set in motion and a train has a certain speed, it cannot stop. It cannot stop on impact. It cannot stop on the dime. That's why they always have their warning signs when a train is coming down the tracks. It has warning signs, and the bars come down. Do not cross. The lights come on before the train is far, far away, and the lights come down, and the train tracks bars come down. But you still seeing people trying to cross the train because they think a train is slow. But a train is really fast, and it's moving fast, and it cannot stop on a dime. And that's why you be seeing some of these videos where the trains don't tow up cars and trucks and different things like that, because it can't stop. And when you see it, it keeps going. Once it hit the target, it keeps going. It's going to clear anything out its path, out its way. And that's the same thing God is saying. What people try to hit you and block you, only thing you doing, you're going to be just like a train. You're going to be roaring fast. And what you're going to do is you're going to clear out any obstacles, anything that try to block your way from getting to where you need to be at. Getting to your wish fulfillment, your ultimate wish fulfillment. You're going to hit it and you're going to move it on. You're going to knock it out your path and you're going to keep going. Just like what the train does. It never stops until it gets to its destination. And that's how you're going to be this year and so in the many years to come. You're going to keep on rolling until you get to your destiny, or get to your wish fulfillment, or get to whatever that you want to manifest or create in your life, and living your best life. And that's what he was saying. It's like you always got these narcissistic men, male chauvinist men, that wants to control and think that they can control everybody, think that they control the human race, think they control the mind, they think they control a whole lot of things. And all along they can't. So when things fail and go wrong, then they want to cause harm to people. Because now what they want to do now, they want to backtrack and they want to clean up everything that they have done. They want to clean it up. So then they want to try to do harm to somebody, want to get somebody out the way completely. Because now they know the plan has failed. The person is still alive. The person's still living, going on about their business, living their best life. The chosen ones, spiritual beings, us human on earth. And when they see that, they already realize that it's a glitch in the matrix. It's a glitch in the system. And as I'm channeling it because I'm seeing it as God giving it to me. It's a glitch in the system. So they trying to now fix the glitch in the system, but it's too late. It's unrepairable. And now people's moving forward with their lives in peace, love, and joy and happiness, living their abundant life, living their best life with any hesitation, any fear. They're living it with boldness. And at the end, he goes back, to regain, you know, what they tried to abstract from his memory. He goes back then and tried to see what really happened. This is the movie. He went back. I forgot the name of this movie, but I have to see what the name of it is. And it's like, it's like amazing how, people would take, okay, it's called Paycheck. It's probably an old movie. But and that's how people try to do. So he was like a technical wizard, is what he was. That's basically what he was, like a technical wizard. So he knew a lot about technology, and advancing things in the future and different things like that. And when the people saw that he had a great gifts, that's just like the same thing. When they know that the chosen ones, 144,000 star seed, earth angels, star being, when they know that you have a gifts, and yeah, I said I want to say gift, but actually it's gifts. You have a lot of gifts. They want to take that and they want to use it for themselves to develop evil stuff instead of develop things that will help and edify. They want to take it so that way they can control people, the earth. And the way that he was so, and the way that he put things together to try to see what has happened, why did these people try to come after him? He left clues. He left like different clues and stuff, which is very amazing, to leave. He left different clues and stuff like that. So he can take down what was created by these narcissistic men that want to control and rule the world. Sometimes when you look at movies, and when I was looking at this movie, I didn't really think that this was a good movie to watch or anything until I started getting into it, deeply into watching it and really seeing what's going on. Some movies, come out, it tells you exactly what people are doing in this earthly realm now as I speak. How they develop in all this technology to to gain access, to gain control. So what they was trying to do is change his future. Change how he perceive and review life and review the world. All along they were taking his talent and his gift and abstracted to something destructed, where they were reprogramming. And that's why you have to be careful when they be having these different, you know how they used to have like these different tests and stuff. You know, like the sleep study test. I'm going to use that as an example. You know, when they were doing all these sleep study tests and stuff like that, they was doing it on different people's brain because they wanted to see how people react, how people think, how they feel, how what they dream of. That's basically what they were doing with the sleep study. And what you do, you go in and you sleep. And I haven't done this myself. I never done this, but I heard like other people when I was in the medical field, you know, how they describe it, the sleep study. That they go in like for 24 hours. They get paid afterwards. And they go in, you know, and it's supposed to be for like sleep apnea and stuff like that, you know, any type of sleep disorder, but it's really not. And I feel like that when they have these sleep labs, I mean, they have a bed, they have everything to what was described to me from a patient of mine's one time. And they describe how, you know, the room just look up just like a one bedroom. You have everything that you need inside. Just bring your clothes so you can take a shower and change and stuff like that. And they said that they have you hooked up to this computer in your room. And there's a lot of tabs and everything. It's reading your brain waves. It reads when you're awake. It also reads when you're sleeping at night. And they recording everything, your brain activities, your subconscious mind. Before you get into, you know how you get into your sleep, like the alpha, the omega, you know, the beta. When you get into all those different sleep rhythms, until you get into, I think it's Theta, Theta. When you get into that realm, you're going into deep sleep now. So they're recording this. So they have different people. And sometimes, you know, it can be doctor's order. And then sometimes you can volunteer yourself and go in. And I think that's what was going on when people volunteer, just like they had with different medications and stuff. How they have people to volunteer to test out new medications on people to see how effective it's going to work. So they always say, well, if you have such and such illness, you know, call this number, you know, and you get paid for this, you know, but then you don't read the fine print. The fine print means that they're not responsible for side effects and adverse reactions. That's why they get you to sign all this paper. That one of my patients said that they signed so much paper as if they would sign their life away, because they don't want to be held a liability or malpractice lawsuit. So when you sign, you have to read the fine print, because you never know what type of reaction or adverse reaction you might have later on, or develop allergies or different things that you never had, and all of a sudden you developing allergies. That can happen too. It's like when I took the flu shot, you know, I end up developing an allergy where I no longer can eat chicken. Now, I chicken was one of my favorite foods that I like to eat before I would eat any beef. I couldn't eat chicken. I developed an allergy towards chicken, any type of chicken product. Then there were some other allergies that I have developed, you know, that I noticed over the years as I'm getting older over the years. There's other allergies and stuff that I have developed. Food allergies and then regular allergies also. You know, your taste buds changes. It's like every 7 years your taste buds begin to change. It's a true medical fact. You know, at one time you might have had taste for sweets, and now within the 7 years you don't like it. Or different foods and stuff that you normally eat on a daily basis, all of a sudden you're not liking it anymore. It's because your taste buds are changing. It's begin to change. As your body begin to change, as you begin to go into different, shifting into different frequencies and elevations. You know, God had us in isolation for reasons. So we can learn everything we need to learn. Some people thought that it was a bad thing. No, it's not. Isolation, when God puts you into isolation, He put you in so that way you can learn, so you can develop your gift, your spiritual gift more, and your natural psychability gifts also. So because and He learns you so much stuff. So when you come out, you already in a higher vibration, a higher frequency. You have shifted to a higher elevation. And when you come out in a higher elevation to where things takes off really fast. When it takes off really, really fast for you. Like you are a star overnight. Once you became a star overnight. You became popular overnight. And like I said, it's nothing nobody can do about it because it's in motion. It's set into motion now. It's like like a cubit, a Rubik cubit. You know, where you be changing it with it's a square thing with all these different colors, and you shifting it to get all the colors on the same side. Well, that's the same thing. So as you were going into isolation, God was shifting you. He was shifting you like a Rubik cube. I think that's how you say it. And when He shifted you and got you to where all colors are all this, all the different colors on the Rubik cube is the same. You have the yellow, all colors. The blue is all, the red, the green, everything is all colors. It's lined up to in balance now. And that's what God is saying. Everything is lined up into balance now. It's time for new projects to come out. And I'm looking at like the time zone, like the axles, and like it's like a little, I'm trying to describe it. It's like a little telescope. It looks like a little telescope, and it has numbers on it on one side. Then it has letters on the bottom. Then it has symbols on the sides of each side of it. And you turn it. You're turning it like a dial. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you, God. It's like a dial. And when God is turning the dial to your destiny and your birthrights, when he's turning that dial and everything lined up and match, it opens up. Now your accosted records is open now to you only. And it's blocked off to anybody else to try to access. Your energy now is no longer where those people thought you at. Your energy has even shifted also. The way your mindset has also changed. You're not thinking the same way anymore. You're moving with progress now at a more faster pace. Like a train. You moving 90, 100 miles an hour on the tracks. Your tracks is like your destiny. You are the train, the locomotive. You're moving with full steam, full engine. And if anything gets in your way, you hit it on impact and you keep on moving. You hit it and you move it out its way. And you keep on moving. You burst through the barriers, the blockage. You burst right through it. It's like time, it's like he's showing me like time has shifted. You know, it's like when you go into isolation, it's like you shift it. You shift into a higher realm. And it's like time doesn't stop for nobody. And you see it. Time doesn't stop. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. It never stops. And that's how you are now. And that's how I am now too. It's like it never stopped. It's like I'm constantly moving. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm moving. He's taking me in different realms, different aspects, different parts of life. He's showing me different things. It's like I'm still moving. I'm moving with fast motion, and that's how you're going to be moving in fast motion. Nothing can stop now. Nothing can even stop you. Nothing can change your destiny, your future anymore. Nothing can do that. And what's meant to be is always going to be from day one. What God said is going to be for you, it's always going to be for you. It might took you a long time to get there, but it's there for you. It's still waiting there for you. It hasn't changed. Only thing that's changed is your frequency, your vibration. Your higher self don't change. But everything else that God promised you is still there. It's still at reachable. It's still at reach. You know, they tried to create like, delusions and illusion. And that's how that was. They were creating like a time machine that they can go into somebody's brain and try to change it. And everything is just backfiring all up in their face and everything. Because you can't change, you can't alter and change anybody's cosmic records. You can't do it. You cannot change that. That's set in stone. The only thing is that sometimes you can, Sometimes God will alter it. Or you might alter it because you might go off on the wrong path and not want to stay on the same path that God has you. Like I said, this was like, I got revelation just from this movie, getting revelations of it, and as I'm talking, I'm getting, more channeling, more downloads. God is showing me, like, I'm seeing like visions of like the future, which I'm not going to get into because it's not, a lot of people's not ready for what I see for the future for this earth and for what's to come. They're not ready for it. So I have to keep that to myself until it's time to talk about that. People think it's a game. They think that everything is a game. You have a small mind, small knowledge. Only the true chosen ones and 144,000 gonna get it. Only the true ones gonna get it. And they're gonna get the downloads on what they really need to have and what they really need to talk about to the public, to the world. And it's only going to work for them. These false people that is working for the devil, they're going to stay working for the devil. They're going to stay in that delusion that the devil has set up for them. They're going to stay stuck. Only the true ones going to know what the future holds, what is in their part of the puzzle that they need to place and fit. And what they need to start talking about. Then talking about all this relationships and divorce and spells and black magic. It's more to that. It is more to than relationships. Divorce. Who's doing bad? Who's doing good? Who's putting curses on people? Who's trying to destiny swap, which is unheard of and which is not true? You can't do that. The shapeshifters. Yes, there is shape. There is I can't even say it. Shape shifters. They don't want me to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. Shape shifters. There we go. So there is a lot of that too. And there is some shape shifters here on earth also that does a lot of shape shifting. Some, now, what you have to understand, some are good and some is bad. It's always a good and a bad side. There's good angels and there's bad angels. The bad ones are the fallen angels, the Nephilims. They're the fallen angels. There are half angels and half demon. Half angels and half human. And then you also got some demon angels too. See, when you get into spirituality and divinity or divination, when you get into that, God really opens up your eyes. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about it because they feel uncomfortable talking about it, or either they don't know a lot about it, or either they heard bad things about it. So then they want to put a bad image on spirituality and divination. But if you go back into the lost books of the Bible, if you go back into some of the original version of the Bible, they talks about tarot readers, what they call soothsayers. Soothsayers, where Saul went to look for psychics, where Saul went to warlock and witches. There with Jezebel. All of that, all of that was in the Bible. Where do you think that come from? Where did you think that homosexual came from? It came from Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why God wanted to destroy the city. So you got to read between the lines of the Bible verses, because sometimes with the Bible verses, they only going to tell you certain things. The Bible is like a bunch of stories that people have heard or lived, and now they wrote about it and put it in the Bible. That's basically what it is, a book of stories. But when you dissect it and you start getting deep into the scripture and reading it and getting revelation on what's happening, it's a whole new spirituality, enlightenment, awakening. Where you once was blind, now you can see. Where you didn't have clarity, but now you have understanding. Where you getting more deeper revelation. Where you think that all this stuff come from when they have about, all these demons and different things like that, and ghost figures and all this stuff. Have you realized that a lot of that stuff is in the Bible? A lot of this stuff has really happened. I have seen many in my time. Passed on loved ones. I have seen a great grandfather that I wasn't even born then. And when I describe him to my parents that I saw him, and he comes every evening at a certain time, and in my vision, in my premission, it's like all of a sudden I see him. The sky would change. It could be a bright sunny day, but all of a sudden it changed to wherever the time that he shows up on earth from the spiritual realm. And I would describe him to a T. And my parents would be like, well, how do you know? You weren't even born, Gracie, to even know your great grandfather, my great grandmothers. See, this is what I'm talking about. My psychic gifts has heightened. I don't care what people say, because these are none but false people, chasing clout, chasing attention, chasing recognition, because they don't have the spiritual gift. They don't have the gift that I have. So then they want to try to take my gifts or whatever, but they can't. Or they want to try to copy it, but they can't. Because like I said, I'm moving. I'm not always where I at yesterday. Yesterday was a different era, a different energy. Tomorrow will be a different one. So you can't pinpoint my energy no more. You can't pinpoint my dream state anymore. Because that's how fast God is moving. That's how he's moving me. And develop me in spiritual growth and spirituality. My brain, the way I think, the mindset is sometimes is not even of this world. Of where things go, where where he's be taking me, where he's giving me revelation and understanding and talking to me daily. showing me visions of the past, present, and future. You know, people think that life is a game. You know, you hear, you live it, whatever. But sometimes you got to take life a little seriously because you're not sure how you would end up. Forty-five. Life can be simple if you make it simple. Life can be a lavish. It can be rich and filling. It can be a blissful. Happiness, joy, peace, whatever you want to make it or create your life. It can be that. It's all about your mindset. Setting boundaries. Getting to know your higher self. Everything is not based off of material things. A lot of things is based off how to live your life right. How to walk in your authority and your power. Walk in your destiny, your purpose. That's what it's about. Do what you are called here to do with the boldness, without fearless and fearful. Stand your ground when you need to. Get your healing that you need to. Be accountable for your actions. Be responsible for your actions to people, places, and things. Because that's how they got us. You know, they want us to focus on money, fame, fortune, beauty, handsome. Who has the most powerful house or powerful, personality or whatever. Who has the biggest house? Who has the most money? Who looks beautiful? You look it on social media, you see. That's what this world has come to. But they're missing the small part of it. They're missing the small part of being kind and nice. Showing kind, showing love, being in harmony. People don't want to hear that. People do not want to hear that at all. Because you know why? Because it's not exciting. Like glamour, who has the biggest house? Who has a lot of money? Who has the popularity? Who has the most likes for views? Who has the most clout? Who has the most attention? Who can speak the most? A better eloquent words. You see what I'm saying? Who cares about that? God doesn't care about that. He cares about your soul. He cares about you living right, living your purpose. Living your best life is what he cares about because he gave us all free will. So that's what he cares about. Getting your heart right, your mind, your soul right. That's what he cares about. He knows that the riches are going to come to you and go follow you because that's part of your destiny. He knows prosperity. Everything that you desire. He knows that that's coming to you. But he only cares about is your heart, your soul, how you treat others, and how you want others to treat you. That's basically what he wants. That's all he ever wants from us as human beings. That's all he ever wants. To acknowledge him. That, hey, I created this earth. I created everything in this as God. And this is what God is saying. He created this earth. He created everything that is in it. Down to the animals, down to the water, down to the trees, the grass, everything. The food and everything, the knowledge, everything, the technology. He gave us all of that. How you think all these people got all this technology developed? Because you know why? Because God had gave it to them in a dream. Or gave it to them in a vision. Or gave it to them when they was meditating or thinking. That's how these people got all these ideas and big ideals. They didn't create this on their own. That was a spark in their mind one day. And then they put it into action. That's how it was. Life is so simple. It really is. Simple living. It's not hard and not stressful, but it's hard and stressful when you make it hard and stressful. But life is so simple. Very simple life. You don't have to sell your soul to the devil to get riches when it's already placed inside of you. Just tap into it. All you got to do is tap into your inner soul, your inner child. And it's right there, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be healed, ready to come out and show its light. The inner light inside of you that you dim every day. And it gets dimmer and dimmer, dimmer. Instead of you making it brighter, 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 edifying it with positive things, positive thinking. Creating positive energy around you. That's what called living life. You're not in competition with people. You living your life the best way you can. And you're not worrying about what other people are doing. You staying in your own lane. You minding your own business. And you realize that once you realize that, you'll be like, wow, ain't that something? That's all God I had to do. You realize it. That's basically what it is. It's something for you to think about this year. Because you know why? Because life is too short. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. Just a wink of the eye, a snap of God's fingers. That's basically what it is. Until next time, peace, love, joy, and happiness.